Okay, we do it again then. Okay. Hello, man. How are you doing?
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Javier.
How are you doing?
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Finally.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for inviting me.
Tell me your story. Who are you?
Yeah, well, my name is Manuel. My last name is Brauneck, which is a very German name. I'm 46 years old. I was born in 1977 in a city in Germany, which is called Kaiserslautern, which is in the west, almost at the border to France.
Yes.
And my biological mom was 17 when I was born, so
nice.
18. And she was in a relationship with an U.S. American soldier.
Yes.
He was in the Air Force, and they were in love. They even wanted to marry, as my biological mom told me. And but she had a terrible dad. Her dad forced her to give me up for adoption because he wouldn't take care of me and none of the rest of the family.
Yes.
So she had a really rough time also during pregnancy, but then she made the decision to give me up for adoption.
Yes.
Then I spent about 1 week in the hospital. I don't know where exactly I was and who took care of me. This is kind of like a blank spot.
Oh, yeah.
I can't figure out yet. And then I came to a town. Oh, but then I think my parents got me. They lived also in the same county, Bundesstaat.
Yeah,
the
same state.
Yes. Which
Village
is
states, yeah.
Rheinland-Pfalz in German and Rheinland-Palatinate in English. And it's a town right in between. Like if here's Cologne and there's Frankfurt, it's right in the middle. That's Koblenz. It's on the River Rhine, and the River Mosel comes into the Rhine there. And I grew up. I was raised like 15 kilometers east of it,
Nice.
east of Koblenz, and I have an older sister. She's 2 years older. She's also adopted. She's not biologically related. She's dark skinned, so it's more obvious that she's not from that family.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't look alike like my dad or my mom either. I have darker hair. I'm also pretty white, but yeah, and it was never a secret that we were adopted, but it wasn't talked about really.
No, that's normal. I think it's normal, right?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we've always known, like my sister and I have always known that we are adopted.
Yeah.
And but there was no really communication about it. I think that's the norm. That is
normal. That is what my parents also did.
Yeah.
They also talk about it normal, but then it's over, you know. That's.
But in hindsight,
they do normal, you know.
I think they did the best they could.
Yes.
They didn't know any better, and back then I think the medical world and whatever world, the social workers, they thought the babies were like blank slates, and they whatever, they won't remember. But now I think otherwise. So and it was always okay for me. It was like, oh, I'm cool, I'm adopted. And then like 2.5 years ago, around about 2 or 3 years ago, I had a little more personal problems, and then I was digging more into the adoption thing, because I thought, this might be something that I have to figure out more about, because until then everything's easy with me, but it turned out that it's not not so much. I mean, I'm okay. I had a good life, but still there's this there are some things that I have to figure out for myself, and since then I'm trying to look closer, especially at the adoption part. Why I'm here today.
Yes. No, thank you so much for that, man.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I appreciate it really much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. Okay, I am Javier.
What about you? Yeah.
I'm Javier Meijer. I'm from Mesitas El Colegio. That's in a little small village, 2 hours
Never
from
heard of-
Bogota.
Yeah, Bogota, I know.
Yes, you go up, first you go up the mountain up, and then you go down, and you see a lot of, you see so much nature and things, and then you see a small village. That is Mesita Sao Colegio. And when I was 2, I was adopted. Then I come here. I was abused over there.
Over there.
Yes, by
Mm.
my biological father.
That's terrible.
He's now 65, so I think he's dead.
Mhm.
I think that's for sure.
What are your feelings towards him? I mean, how do you have any positive feelings for him?
No, I don't know. I
Do you
don't
remember
gonna-
the abuse? I mean,
no, also not. No,
Hmm.
no.
But still, I mean, it's
I
ingrained
cannot
in you.
see it, but there will be. You know, my mother said that what happened. He smoking cigarettes and it pushed it out of me.
That's awful.
Yeah, and only what I got to eat was sugar.
Mm.
And
Not the best nutrition
yeah.
for a young kid.
Absolutely. And I have a lot of parasites inside of my body,
Oh,
and that was really awful. My mother said it looked like we going to Holland, and the doctor he was speaking with my mother. It looked like a zoo inside of your body.
oh no.
Yes.
And were you also very light, or were you were
No,
you
I wasn't.
under
Really,
malnutrition?
if you are so much, if you eat really, if you really not eat good, you have a big belly.
Ah,
you know?
I see. Okay, yeah.
That was so special.
Mm. But then you got treated in the hospital, and the
Yeah, and then
parasites-
for the medical things, no, and then.
All right.
Yeah, you know my arms, you know, my inside of it goes also out, you know, when I go.
Mm.
Yes, and then you put it back. Yeah, that goes really. It was really bad.
Mm.
But I was
Bad.
also a really scared guy.
Mm-hmm. Scared. Yeah.
Scared, yes. When my mother do this, I was running under the bed. I was shaking and yeah.
How was your mother and like your biological mother? How was that? Did she treat you well, or?
I don't know, because my father make a baby. That was me,
Yeah.
and then take me away by his mother, by his own wife.
Oh.
Yes, so he have fun with her, and then take me with her own wife. And on the documents, you see 65 years old is my mother.
The biological mother.
No,
His wife.
yes, his wife. And on the papers,
But
on the
she's
documents,
She's your biological mother. That was his wife. How old was your biological father, if I may ask?
he was 65 when I was born.
He was 60. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he goes to a younger
That's
woman, made
crazy.
me, and then take me back to his
And
wife.
you just, how was he able to do that?
Yeah.
That's very interesting, man.
Yeah.
Wow. But have you found any family? Or are you in contact with anyone back? in
No,
Colombia?
I know. I just post maybe this year. I posted something on the Facebook page of Mesita Sao Colegio. There was one woman who reacted on what I do there. She is living in Bogota, but sometimes she's also a lot of time in El Colegio.
Yeah.
And yeah, I took her some information
Mm-hmm.
when the document in the adoption house where I was adopted, you know,
Yeah.
that the house. And she go there, and she was walking around the village,
Mm-hmm.
and they showed me my face, and everybody say, "Oh, he looks like his father so much," but then she say, "Yeah, he's dead. You know, he passed away." But I like it so much because he's speaking Spanish, and my Spanish is not that good, so I have a really big community of Colombians, you know.
Yeah.
And then, hey, can you communicate? Can you translate, please, for me what she say? And then I know what happened, you know.
Oh wow. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, and he got you from this lady that he had fun with. How do you know anything how this happened?
No, I don't know how that happened.
But are you looking for the lady?
I'm looking for my biological mother.
But
No,
do you
I
know
don't
if
think.
she treated you well, like that lady?
I don't know. No, I don't know. But if you see a baby that drink sugar, or you see that, you as a mother of a woman, you need to see that,
You should.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah.
I don't know about
If a
your
baby cry, then
I don't know
come
how
on.
your father reacted. If he was really choleric or.
Yes, I don't know. No.
But
But
it's super interesting story.
yeah, but it's you see on the documents that she is my mother, and that is the thing of corruption.
Absolutely. I think it's being handled in Germany a little differently. I think there was no corruption, but my mom and dad, they had to pay money, like for the lawyer or whatever he's
Yeah.
called in English. But not there was no corruption as far as I know.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the companies are really big and they are silence. And,
Are there many companies? Do you know how many companies are?
I don't know,
in
man.
Colombia?
But because we have also last week we have a football a game,
Yeah.
and the people from China, people from Sri Lanka, from Colombia, from Taiwan.
Just adoptees.
Yes, absolutely. More than I think. No, it was so beautiful. More than 50. I think only Colombia was 35. I think 70 to 80 adopted people.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
where was that?
There was in Holland.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds
And
cool.
there's also another in Holland. It's for the Dutch people for. It's La Vida podcast, and that is also a podcast for Dutch people who really, they also tell them the story. What happened there and there. There's a lot of it, and you see there's a lot of emotion. Adoptiepedia, that's for China people, for China children
Yeah.
who are adopted, and the government give them money, and then they can go to China and maybe find their parents.
Oh, okay. So they're helping them.
Yes.
But would they have to pay a lot of money for that, or is it free for them?
No, it's in funds.
Okay.
Yes, it's a funds, and the company, the government give money in the funds.
The Dutch company.
Yes.
All right.
The company, the Dutch government. give
Dutch
money,
government.
yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. No, I don't have a big community of adoptees around me.
No?
No. No.
Do you want that? Do you like to communicate to talk about the traumas or the what happened inside of you?
Yeah, absolutely. But as I said, I just figured it out like two, maybe 3 years ago. I think it's only 2.
Oh,
So that there is probably trauma,
yeah.
and I listen to a bunch of podcasts, like mostly English-speaking podcasts, because there are no German. There is 1 or 2 German language podcasts.
Yes.
But I mean the scene the podcast scene in the United States and Canada is huge.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if you listen to any of them.
Yes, I have seen so much, but there are also adoptions for parents. That's adoption things for parents. So, do you
For
want to
adoptive
adopt
parents.
children? Do you know what that happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, but America is so big.
Yeah, it's great. I mean,
Absolutely.
I've listened to a lot of podcasts, and it really helped me to listen to these stories. That's my community in a way, and I talk to this one guy or the other podcasters through Facebook or Instagram. But and now I'm establishing, or I established a support group here in Dresden for adoptees, and last Saturday we met the second time. And I'm trying to get more of a community here.
Oh wow, that's
So,
cool. And
yeah, I
what
think it's
kind of where are the people from?
They're only from Dresden. It's just for Dresden people. I also traveled to Leipzig, which is 100
By the way,
kilometers
yes.
away, for a support group. And this year, I also was at a adoption meetup. We met in Berlin, and there were maybe 40 adoptees. So.
Wow.
I'm starting to go
Oh,
into
nice.
community, and Facebook helped a lot. I gotta say
Yes,
that. I mean,
absolutely.
you can think of Facebook what you want, but for things like that, if you wanna get in touch with people
Yeah.
with the same problems or with the same
Yeah.
story, that's a good place to be.
Wow, yeah, man.
I mean, you joined this one Facebook group to ask.
Yes,
for,
1,000
podcasts.
there, and the Facebook group is 1,000 Colombian people.
Mm-hmm.
And sometime, yeah, okay, last week of that. And in this summer, we go to a festival together. And this November, I go also to someone else. So we have some birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And 2019, I was not interested in adoption. I don't care,
Same with me.
Who cares? I
It's
live my life.
cool.
I live my life, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And then I like to do Strong Viking. It's an obstacle run. It's something like Mudmaster. It's also an obstacle
What's
run.
it? Viking?
The Strong
Oh,
Viking
strong. Okay.
run.
Okay.
And I do it in Frankfurt also, in Holland a lot of times. And then she say, we're going to do that with Colombians. What? Okay, I will join me. I will see, okay. And the first time I see Colombian people with the same story, same life, they all, you can find the energy to have contact with each other. Because you walk with the same problems.
Yeah. When was that? What year?
When I was
2019?
I think 2021 was the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, after Corona.
Oh yeah.
It's in Corona, we talk a lot.
I think
After Corona, it's look like a family, And they give me this, and they give me that, and I have this one.
That's Colombia, right?
Yeah, this is Colombia. This is another.
This is the Ukraine.
That's Ukraine. Yes.
No, I mean my biological dad. He wants to send me like a hat because he's very patriotic concerning Colombia and also the USA.
Yeah.
And he also wears Colombian things.
Oh, nice.
Also always the Colombian
nice.
colors.
I'm not that patriotic. I know some people really also with the flags and the hats and visit every festival of Colombia, did that. And
I don't know.
I'm really interested in the what happened inside of the body of a human who is adopted.
Yeah, totally. I'm very interested in that, and that's how I was at a support group. Nothing to do with adoption. It was about ADHD. Are you familiar with?
What is that?
It's a attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. Like you can't focus, you can't concentrate, and you procrastinate. You do things last minute. So I'm a lot like that, and that's a big problem of mine. And I went into that support group, and I felt like you said it was a community, and you felt seen, and you were open, and you showed your weaknesses. And also with these people, I felt like I can talk to these. They understand me.
Yes.
I can open up more, and there was like a special kind of dynamic. This one guy told me about a trauma specialist called Gabor Mate, and he's a Canadian doctor, physician.
Yeah.
And he specialized at some point. No, at some point he was diagnosed with ADHD in his 50s or 60s or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he tried to figure out, okay, is that a disease now, or why is that? He tried to question it, if it's really ADHD. And his way of thinking is that it's a lot of the symptoms of ADHD are trauma related, or trauma. So trauma makes them be.
Yes.
So that was a very interesting perspective. And then I looked into adoption as trauma, and the relinquishment trauma. When you were given away. I'm sure that does something with if you're 2 years old, if you're only a week old, and I think it also impacted me when I was in my mother's womb, in her belly. She was really, she didn't know what to do. Oh, yeah. She wanted to keep me, but she couldn't. and all these conflicts and the hormones coming with it, and
Yes.
she was beaten up by her father
Whoa.
while I was inside of her. So I think a lot of things that we experience, be it in the body of our mothers, or once you're outside, everything just has a big impact on us.
Yes.
And if we don't talk about it and just push it away, it's no good.
No.
So, but I pushed it away for a good long time. I mean,
Yes.
More than 40 years. You
Whoa.
know. So, and now I'm kind of awakening and seeing what might be the problem, what might be the cause of the problem.
Yes.
I'm working. I'm trying to work things out. I'm going to psychotherapy, and yeah,
Wow.
trying to make sense of everything, and also trying to be better. I'm a father of 3,
Oh, nice.
and yeah, but it's also very like I think not only my being adopted, but also a lot of other things that have come to me. Also in my adoptive family, they influence me, and they
Yes.
influence the way I think. They influence the way I acted, and I can't really deal with especially my youngest boys, with my youngest kids' anger. So, and I get angry. Usually, most people know me as the chill guy, super cool, and doesn't bother much about things. But with the closest people, the closer people are to me, the more of an asshole, if I may say
yes.
that, I can be. I mean, I think that's normal. But if you put adoption and the traumas on top, it's not making things better.
No.
I don't know. Have you experienced any of that? Like, how do you deal with rejection, or with anger, or with, I don't know. Interested.
No, I'm a relaxed guy. I see no stress or something. I'm a security guard. That's my
Okay.
work.
All right.
I work with Ukrainian people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes festivals,
Mhm.
you know, but by my is there no issues or something. I have grown really good by my parents. No is no, yes is yes. You know, really straight.
Yeah.
But if you do normal, they say yes. If you not listening, you say no.
Mm-hmm.
My puberty,
Mm-hmm.
that was the only thing that what happens not good. That was my puberty was always
Were you
I was
rebellious?
always fighting my parents. Always
Okay.
not really fighting, but always conversations and scream hard and what you blah blah blah. I'm not listen, and I think that is the only. That is the. I think the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think the culture that we don't understand the people who we adopted is the culture different.
Mm-hmm.
I survived always by my own. One day they say, do you want to live? You change your life? I said, no, I not want to change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's the door. And then the really big world comes up, and then I need to realize what my parents do for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's a real life. That's a real life story that you never forget.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you go on this not on the streets, but you have not so much money, and then the first week you have 90 cents. And you go to the vegetable market. I have 50 cents in my hand. They took 5 cents out. You can take every vegetable you want for 5 cents because they know that I have no money.
Mm-hmm.
I was so
Okay.
poor.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I work on my own. I worked really, really hard.
Did you live by yourself when you were young?
I lived on myself, yeah. When I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Till now, I'm now 32, so I live really long. Now for 2 years or 3 years already on my own. You know, but that's where I lived with other people in a house. And that's a struggle of life. And you think, come on, what? But I always want to be positive. that is in Colombian. Colombians always want the positive inside of the mind. You know, if it got hard, there's something you want to change because there's something and you want to check out about it. They want to change something to
make it
take
better.
the puzzle complete.
Yeah, I've done things for such a long period of time, like I think I did, and thought it was quite all right. I'm doing quite all right, but then at the end you see, maybe you should have done things differently here and there. But and I don't think that everything can be drawn back to the adoption trauma, but to the maybe let's put it that I'll put it that way. Maybe to all the traumas that you collected throughout your life.
Yes.
I mean, I think you were hurt by your biological dad. I think me saying that only that you suffered a trauma from that because
I
a
think
parent should never abuse their child.
No, I think the trauma is be scared. When I was football, I was on the goal. With football, I was keeper and was scared of the ball.
Yeah.
If I need to fight, I think I'm scared too because that's trauma. I think that's a trauma. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe you can come if there's maybe next year some community together. I will invite you to come to Holland.
Yeah, if I can do that, if I
To
can
see
arrange it
other
with my family,
Colombians and to see the other family.
Sure.
Because it feels like family. Because sometimes we have conversations, up, and then maybe 2 weeks later, it's okay.
Okay.
We have so much WhatsApp groups. We have the gym, the rave, to do a hardcore. We go to a hardcore festival next year to DEFCON 1. There's also a La Vida podcast app, and that one is so beautiful, and there's so much emotion, you know. And I was watching that for the first time. But if you watch that too much, your emotions go to explode because you don't know what you see, how really bad it is, what some people happened, of what the government, of what trauma is doing with people. Maybe sometimes racism. You cannot stay close to someone, you know, you cannot have the connection with someone, because if someone comes too close, they say, oh, no, go away, please, go away. And also with children, because they have children and the kid is not connected, the mother is not connected with him, or the father is what you have. Yes. And that is what a lot of Colombians also have. I see that.
And these are all Colombian adoptees?
No, in the La Vida podcast is everywhere. People from everywhere. And there's so much respect. I also, before I do this, they already do a lot of seasons. I ask them, can I do this? You know, this is just respect. There's no concurrence. Everybody need to tell the story. But it was... Whoa, if you read that so much, you need to stop it to read it. If you do that too much, I'm a really strong mindset. I have my emotion under control, but if I see that, man, I was in shock. Okay.
Yeah. You talked about racism earlier. Did you experience it, or have you experienced a lot of racism in
Yeah, I think by my security work, if you, I was also working in the South, and in the South there's a lot of white people. And somebody I wanted to go standby team. You know what the standby team is? If some people fight, I want to go in. Never. How many times I ask it? Never. People who work for the first time, white, boom. They go standby team. Doesn't matter, small, big, it doesn't matter. I work for another company with colorful people. Yeah. One day, and I was walking, and I was doing standby team. Yeah. So that is the thing I see in racism a little bit.
But not person to person so much.
No, not that much. Yeah. And you?
No, I'm pretty white. I think. I mean, I have the Latino hair. I have a little bit of Latino face, I guess. But I think my sister, because she has a dark complexion, She suffered a lot of from a
that
lot of
is-
racism, which
That is so sad.
horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
And
What happened?
uh, like the normal things, the normal quote unquote.
Yes.
Like from peers, like people her age, some right wing people in the 90s. That was, it was big in Germany,
Yes.
and just also my mom when my sister was young, and she walked around with her, and people said like derogative stuff like this. How can you love that kind of baby, or are you really her mother, and things like. I mean,
Wow.
just
Yeah, that's painful.
yeah, probably. I mean, I've talked to her a little about it,
Yeah.
and but I mean,
But is it a white community where you lived in always?
no, it
Or
was
also with a
I
lot
mean,
of...
some
cultures.
friends of my parents. They also adopted like people or kids of color.
Oh.
So it was. So maybe that's why I'm so open-minded. I don't know.
Yeah.
People are people, and they're. I don't like to put them into races because I mean, there are idiots and morons everywhere.
Yes.
No matter their nationality, no matter their ethnicity, no matter their culture, whatever. But we didn't like it was not a community that we. Also with my sister, I didn't really talk a lot about being adopted. I don't know. Did you
Also
talk-
not with your sister?
No,
No,
not-
I'm
not
not.
much.
Also no, I'm also not with my sister. No,
No.
we do. No.
Are you in touch with her today, or?
Yes, normal. When 1 month ago she was. Nou, even kijken. 4 oktober she gives the birth of nephew. My nephew now. Nieuwe dochter.
Okay.
So and
you're,
you have
you're an
also
uncle
two.
now.
Yeah, for two. She has also an
Congratulations.
son. Yes, it was so that connects us.
Okay, but you didn't talk about adoption so much.
No. Sometimes we talk about what we see or read in the adoption apps,
But
not that much. No.
And did she go back to Colombia, or I don't know if you said that
No,
already.
she.
Did you go back to
No, I
Colombia?
think we are. We are happy
Mm-hmm.
with our parents.
Mm-hmm. Do your parents still live?
Gewoon my
adopted-
parents here. My adoption parents.
Yeah.
People, if I say my parents, always my
Yeah,
parents,
same.
Because if people,
I think,
my people from don't know your adoption parents. Come on, man, that's my parents. Come on.
yeah, they are my parents.
Yes, come
But
on.
I think at an adoption podcast, you can easily get confused when you say, "Oh, this, that." this.
Yes, absolutely, my parents. Ooh, which one? But because someone.
But my parents are also my social parents, who raised me.
Absolutely.
So those are my parents. But
Yes, because
nevertheless-
sometimes you have difference, right? Sometimes it really goes for it goes not well with the adoption people, with the adoption parents,
Mm.
and they go to the real parents.
Mm.
You understand? And then sometimes is it your real parents or not? So everybody need to ask. You need to ask it everybody because everybody has another. Life situation happened in their life,
Yeah. I heard stories of people who were not treated very well in their adoptive families.
No,
Then-
sexual abuse,
Anything.
or they say, they're adopted and therefore, no, they're 6 now, something like that. And I heard some stories. It's really, really sad because not everybody can be a parent.
No, that's true.
No.
It's also not an easy job. I gotta say that.
Yes. And how old are your kids? How old
My
are your
kids are like the oldest is 16, and I call him my bonus kid because he's the son of my partner and her former husband.
Good.
Then there's my daughter, she's 8, and
Nice.
my son, the piece of energy, he's 6, and
nice.
he's really awakened me, and he showed me, I push that button, and I push that button, and I show you where you can work on yourself. But and that's pretty tough, really.
Wow.
But yeah, I love him. I love him dearly, and but it's not easy. I like
It's too much
raising a family.
emotion?
I think I'm not in touch with my emotions sometimes, but I heard that of a lot of people who are adopted too.
Yeah, true.
I can't. Sometimes I can't even name how I feel or say how I feel. I can't, and that's one part of the therapy that I'm doing right now is trying to
good.
figure out my emotions
Wow.
and not getting
That's
angry
cool.
so fast with
Yeah, that's
with
good.
my boy.
It's so cool that you do therapy for that, man.
I think it's important. I think not only adoptees or people with trauma should do it because I think a lot of people have trauma. You know,
Absolutely.
I think.
And if you think when you meet your real biological parents, if you meet them, think you there's a lot of trauma more away, or is that a new emotional thing? Because it's a
it's challenging. It's definitely
challenging. It's so.
And I've met my biological my
Mommy,
biological mother. I met her. I got to know her last. What was it? Wait. I don't know how long. I'm confused now. But I met her last summer.
Yes.
I went to the north of Germany where she lives, and I met her. I met my half sister. I met one of my half brothers. I have two half brothers.
Yes.
No, I met them in May before that or the last. Yeah, I'm confusing the time. I can't really.
No problem.
Say. But I met them. I met my one half brother the first time, and the whole family. And he has a big family, and it was really nice. And they're different. I mean, and they also have a different. They had a kind of difficult life with my biological mother. With my most of the time I go with names. So my biological mother's name is Birgit. My adoptive mama, my mama, mama's name is Brigitte. So it's very, very similar. But okay, like my half siblings, they had a rough time with her, and she talks about it openly. I mean, we talk on the phone every now and then, every other week maybe. And she told me everything. She was really open, and she told them, like, since they were born, that I'm out there somewhere. Yeah. I was born. That's an interesting thing. My name at birth was Sascha Wagner, so totally different.
Yeah.
And it was changed to Manuel. I don't know why. Even though my bio mom, she told the social worker that the other family should take the name too, or use that name. And I don't know if they told them or if they didn't want to, but that was hurtful to my bio mom, to Birgit, that I don't have my name. It was hard for her to say Manuel, and not say she called me Sascha a lot.
Wow.
Which I totally understood, but it was weird still.
Yes, absolutely. Then you have two names.
But she was also really, really welcoming, and she keeps saying, "I love you, and I've always wanted to know you." And she also shares the story from back then and how it turned out for her, and how it hit her, or how hard it was for her to give me away. And at the same time, she didn't know what to do, and then she had to get away from her father, who really wasn't a very nice person to her some of the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Is Javier?
Javier,
is your birth name?
Yes, that's my birth name.
That's your birth name. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Meijer. It was first time. It was the first time was Javier Castellanos Rosso.
Castellanos Rosso.
Yes, that was the
Rosso
first.
Is red, right? Has it something to do with red, with the color red?
Rosso, rojo.
Rojo.
Rojo is
Rosso is Italian for red. But I don't know what Rosso is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you do for work now at this moment? It's also at this moment. It's also
today I'm a teacher at an elementary school. But I don't know if I will do this for the rest of my life. I'm really thinking of changing or just working certain hours as a teacher, because that's also a big struggle for me. As I said, I was at a support group for ADHD, and
Yeah.
I said I procrastinate. I do things the last minute only, and that's not good as a teacher. Yeah.
No.
you should be prepared for your lessons, and you should be mindful of all the kids with their problems, and you should know
Yes.
I have to do this. I have to fill in this form for this kid and this form for this kid, and I have to do the grades and that's I have been really struggling with this. So I cut down on my hours that I work. I'm working part-time now, which is very helpful. It's a lot easier for me right now because also my boss, like he said, I told him about my problems from day one, I guess. But then I had a kind of a breakdown last
Really?
March. Yeah.
So
it
something
was
like
just
burnout?
Yeah, it kind of was a burnout. It's not like classical burnout that I was like devastated and couldn't go out of the house or anything, but it was because I didn't have like a lot of moments of success in my work life. I just made things best as I could, which wasn't like perfect for me, which wasn't perfect for the kids, and I was lucky with the parents. They didn't complain a lot, or it was really good. But on the other hand, if they had complained a lot, I would have maybe earlier thought about like changing my job. But I don't know where to go from now.
Yeah.
I might keep it like that I teach some lessons for just some basic income and do something on top. But I don't know what that would be. No idea.
Okay.
You're still in security business.
Yeah, security business. I work with Ukrainian people a lot.
To Holland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get so much love, and I respect them so
And
much.
gratitude, like
Yeah, that's also, I
thankfulness.
have this one, you know, I
give
respect
it
them.
to-
I support support Ukrainian people.
Yeah, sure.
I want
absolutely.
peace in life. Also, what happened now in the other war, Palestine
wars
and
everywhere.
Israel.
Yeah.
Stop it! Come on, be respectful. Have peace.
I would be more focused, would like to be more informed, but now what's most important is me and
Yes.
to get along and to make my family work, which is really at the brink of maybe not being able to work. So I'm trying to do a lot, but also I have to say I've done a lot, but also by doing so many things, like focusing on adoption, then getting to know my birth mom, my birth dad, focusing on adoption, and I thought it was working
Too much.
it was
too
too much.
inside of your
Yeah, and
mind.
also not focusing on me and how I get my life changed, because I need to change some things in my life to, like I need to get find a different job because this one isn't making me happy on a long-term basis, long term.
Yeah.
And these are most important, but maybe that's the ADHD part, you know, you get distracted, you like to get distracted, and it looks like I'm doing something, but I'm not. Like,
Yes.
yeah, and it's rough because I'm trying to do my best, but I think I'm not always doing my best, but I do things, but they're not leading to my goal right away.
Do you see when you begin with everything till now, see your progress?
I'd say so. Yeah. At least there's a lot of realization that things have to change, and I'm willing to go to therapy. I mean, there's so many things, and I heard the term transgenerational trauma.
Yes.
I think it runs, and we have it on more sides as adopted people. I think we have it from our
Yes.
birth side and from our social or adoptive side. So maybe we have even more transgenerational trauma in a way, and I think you have to keep up with it and see it as it is, and then tackle it. Also, like deal with it.
Yes.
In a healthy way, and I think that's where therapy can come in, or counseling, and also like these talks.
Mhm.
That's why
Yes.
I did the support. Why I established the support group.
Yeah.
Because talking can help a lot, and listening to other people's stories
Sure.
and get and exchange thoughts, and I think that's very valuable too.
Yeah.
Besides therapy and counseling.
Oh, wow. Yeah, next month, even kijken, in January, I go to About Adoption. That's the
Mhm.
name, About Adoptie. And then...
Is that a podcast or what?
No, it's
what,
an...
what is
it's
it?
you go to two ladies from Colombia,
Yeah.
2 times a year. They organization and
A
a
meetup.
group, a meeting,
Yeah.
and they gonna ask you some questions.
Mm-hmm.
They're really tough.
Mm-hmm.
So last year you put your fingers, and
Yeah.
then every finger. Are you happy with yourself? What did you do it best? What do you want to be your success?
Uh-huh.
And then really another one, and then you go into a circle,
Mm-hmm.
and then first one, everybody talk. When the first one crying,
Mm-hmm.
everybody crying, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was so, whoa, that was so much intense emotion.
Powerful moment. Yeah.
Because you feel them, what they see, what happened. Some people are, they're not accepted how they are.
Mm.
They're grateful what their sister or brothers do, and their connection with each other, and other with racism. And really, it's so many. Everybody have a story of these 5 things. You too have you only to say. And I was crying too. I was, and that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's inside of our
safe
community,
circle. Yes,
a circle.
it's safe. A safe place.
A safe place, and you also speed dating. Who are you? Did that? I have so much respect. As I've also there's also a Colombian man. He doing
Is this all in the
music,
Netherlands,
little
in
music.
Holland? Or?
Yeah, this is in Holland. Yeah, they do a little musical.
Yeah.
And they're acting, but they're acting when you're adopted in emotion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They say something and they can touch you and can break you, and then it's true, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you?
Absolutely.
So you've done quite a lot.
Yeah, that is the only
and
things
only only
the-
within the last 2 years.
And every time if there's a conversation or if there's a meeting, I want to go there to understand adoption people.
Mhm.
That is good for my podcast. Understand what happened with them, with the stories, what happened, and then
Mhm. And so, do you think you said you're pretty happy? Do you think you have any problems that are caused by the adoption trauma? Like,
make only I not make friends. No, maybe I have 3 friends and that's it. And sometimes there's no connection.
okay.
I can speak with 10 million people,
Mhm.
but we're not connected. I have 3 friends. One best friend, Roberto, Donna, Sonia. Yeah, and some people they're maybe business guys,
Mhm.
business I know. But I also, I ask some people I tell about this adoption, and they are Dutch, and they say, okay.
So
But
they
no
don't
more,
care.
no interesting what happened with adoption because they don't know the feeling,
Mm.
And that's why I want to bring this up to a lot
the
of
world.
people. In January 2, I want to go online with everything. Will be the first one. And I'm so excited
Yeah, that's a
to
good
bring
thing that you
something
can-
new
yeah.
in life,
That's great. I really
Absolutely,
appreciate
with,
that you came out and also like went and got into the group, Facebook groups, and then asked openly, and then
Yes, I was go to the Adoptee because I know there are more adoption. I'm also interested in other countries. I know people from Australia. There's a woman who accept me in France. There are people, and in Germany and in here. But in Germany, you see a lot of German adopted each other, That's not from Colombia, but adoption is adoption. It doesn't matter where.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic, and I'm really grateful to be able to be a part of this, and also to have found this space, and also on Facebook, and I also know these some people of it for real, and to really tackle my the maybe some of the roots of my problems, but no but.
No.
End of sentence.
Thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you
so
for
much.
asking me. I'm
I
really
forgot
appreciative.
something in my car, and it was a Merci chocolate. I swear, it's something like this. So if you're gonna go to the car park, I give you the Merci.
Oh man,
okay?
thank you.
Yeah,
I
no problem.
I haven't got anything
No,
for you
I
now. I
really
feel.
appreciate that you being here for my first time podcast.
Sure.
I introduced myself, you introduced, and then I hope people can see something, and also in the trauma. You know, I
Yeah.
heard that a lot, and now I speak someone.
It's behavioral therapy. anyways.
Yes, behavior.
But it's got to do with my trauma.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Gracias. Amy.
Thank you so much for real adoption stories.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.